32 days into the conflict, the violence is no longer contained to a single border. The localized exchange has expanded into a regional crossfire. Iran is launching waves of Shahed loitering munitions towards Israel. To reach their targets, these explosive drones must navigate sovereign airspace of neighboring Gulf nations. Those neighbors are hitting back. The United Arab Emirates recently intercepted 2 Iranian drones directly over their territory to defend their own borders. Rather than using standard anti-air missiles, the UAE executed a complex close-quarters maneuver with a military helicopter to bring the drones down. These explosive skirmishes are the kinetic surface of a much deeper economic war moving toward the water. This satellite view shows the Strait of Hormuz, the choke point between Iran and the Arabian Peninsula that now dictates the terms of the conflict. The navigable channels here are incredibly tight. For deep draft tankers, the path is restricted enough to be blocked with minimal effort. This chart illustrates the stakes. Roughly 20% of the world's oil and gas supply must squeeze through this single passage every day. Controlling the flow through Hormuz gives a nation power to halt global energy markets at will. Facing military isolation, Iran is moving away from threats of total closure. Instead, they are attempting to regulate and tax the waterway. Iranian authorities have approved a plan to impose a mandatory toll tax and environmental fee on all passing commercial ships. Iran claims this is a response to adversaries, specifically Israel, using deceptive tactics to move goods through the strait. To avoid being identified by Iranian forces, ships often use flags of convenience, flying the colors of neutral nations to hide their origin and destination. This new fee structure provides a legal framework for Iran to board and inspect vessels under the guise of customs enforcement. In effect, this creates a self-funding maritime blockade designed to extract revenue from the global economy. The American response bypasses these bureaucratic games entirely, focusing on a doctrine of direct military pressure. Donald Trump's current strategy for Iran actually dates back 38 years. In 1988, he argued that the U.S. should bypass traditional military targets and instead seize Iran's primary oil installations to recover economic losses. That doctrine has now evolved into a 2024 ultimatum, a threat to destroy Kharg Island, Iran's central export hub, if they do not yield. The threat extends to Iran's domestic infrastructure, including power plants and drinking water facilities that have been spared in previous conflicts. This aggressive playbook directly targets the basic, day-to-day functioning of Iranian society, rather than pursuing a standard proportional military exchange. Trump has reportedly signaled a willingness to negotiate an end to the war, even while Hormuz remains closed. This creates a standoff where diplomatic talks would proceed, while Iran's oil and water reserves remain under direct threat of a strike. These two strategies are now on a direct collision course: Iran's attempt to tax global energy versus America's threat to dismantle Iranian infrastructure. The next move in the Strait of Hormuz will determine whether the current crisis leads to a global recession or an even larger conflict.